Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this early Sunday morning. I'm going to talk about the massive military movements that are going on across the United States. Several of you have commented on this, and I've gotten some emails about it. It's very interesting. I'm going to discuss that a little bit. Also, had an article sent to me from a viewer that covered scientists successfully created a synthetic human fetus. I'll weigh in on that one as well. I also have a passage from Revelation. Definitely want to stay tuned for that. First, massive military movements across the United States. Sudden military activity is taking place over the last, sounds like over the last several days, maybe even just the last week, it sounds like, across the country. And it seems like, and it looks like all this happening at around the same time, which is going to stoke a lot of suspicion, a lot of talks, a lot of chatter out there about this stuff. I looked into it and I found an article or two about it as well, just searching, doing a search on it. And it does look like there is activity. There has been a lot of activity in a lot of states all around the same time, for sure. Philadelphia, there's some video attached to several of these things. Philadelphia, it looked like it was right down in the city part from this. There was a video from Twitter that somebody had recorded. Armored personnel carriers just rolling down the street, which was an odd look. I mean, this day and time, Idaho Falls. I showed a train running down with a lot of artillery, like mobile artillery, loaded on them. They kind of look like tanks at first, but they're actually artillery, um, self-propelled artillery pieces. Other states that have been recording activity: South Carolina, similar, Pennsylvania, a lot in California, Las Vegas, a lot of aviation activity in California as well. Bakersfield, there was a lot of activity uh, involving these Osprey. I think they're from the Marines in Marin County, California. These huge helicopters. They're impressive looking, but now I did see another report that claims that that's because they're preparing for Biden to go in there for some kind of meeting this coming week. Who knows? Also, activity recorded in Queens, New York City, New Jersey, the National Guard. Also, there's a lot of chatter about the National Guard being seen in a lot of airports around the United States. Other states reporting similar activity and a lot of military movement include North Carolina, Colorado, Virginia, Washington State, Oklahoma, Texas, Kentucky, and Iowa. That's a lot of places to report stuff that's going on around the same time. Now, with that said, I'm trying to keep a even keel view on this. Are these drills? Are they just routine exercises? Is it just routine movement by the National Guard in these states? Or is this something that is huge, that is much bigger than it seems? Is it something more coordinated on a large scale? Are they preparing for something big? So I mean, and it does. I think it's wrong to just automatically label people conspiracy theorists when they're talking about this stuff, because when you see so much of it happening in so many places at the same time, I mean, of course, human nature, you're going to question that, like, what's going on? I think it's definitely fine to question it. It's hard to really tell for sure, from what I have read, what I've seen. I believe it certainly bears monitoring for sure. If we can find out more, if you guys have more information on this, please share it in the comments, email me. because I only found some limited information other than what you guys sent me was good. It was hard when you search, it's hard to find a lot of stuff, probably for a reason, so it could be just, it may not be something huge. I don't know. But like, again, if you see something, if you hear things, please share it. But yeah, like I said, I think it's something we should follow and pay attention to because there could be something to it. It really could. It's interesting, definitely. Okay. A viewer sent me an article which is disturbing to me. I mean, it's disturbing, and this may not be real new, but I mean, I've heard of stuff like this taking place, and they've been working on this. But scientists successfully create a synthetic human fetus. This was from a post from an article from the Jerusalem Post, and basically they're using stem cells to create a fetus without the egg or sperm. Says that this fetus was in the early stages of development. It did not have a beating heart yet or a brain developed, but this is grown in a lab, and they're saying testing on this reveals that it could develop those things. So and could develop organs. And they're saying that this is for, of course, they're going to say this is for scientific reasons and purposes, whatever. It sounds like playing God to me. It sounds totally wrong. Uh, and the hairs on the back of my head, or back of my back and head and everything stand up when I read this. It's like, no, this is wrong. Uh, you know, and even if some scientists are trying to use this for productive purposes, it's going to get in the wrong hands. It probably already has, and used for nefarious purposes. That's my concern, and a lot of you guys, I'm sure, as well. But to me, it's playing God. It's mocking God. God doesn't make a mistake. I mean, he doesn't get it wrong. You know, he made each one of us for a purpose, and he made each one of us with identity, with gifts and abilities and talents, and that's for a purpose. And we don't mess with that. We should not mess with that at all. We don't change it either after the fact. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm talking about. We don't change that decision. We don't do that. We're not supposed to do that. People are trying to do it. Well, they are doing it. But uh, judgment is coming. I believe judgment is coming, and it will be swift. It really will. That's my feeling. I have a passage from Revelation, and grab that. Revelations chapter 16, verses 12 through 16 says, bear with me, the sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates. Sounds familiar? And its water was dried up. Keeping up with current events. Its water was dried up to prepare the way for the kings from the east. And I saw coming out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, 3 unclean spirits like frogs. For they are demonic spirits performing signs, who go abroad to the kings of the whole world to assemble them for battle on that great day of God Almighty. Behold, I am coming like a thief. Blessed is the one who stays awake, keeping his garments on, that he may not go about naked and be seen exposed. And they assembled them at the place that in Hebrew is called Armageddon. Like I said, judgment's coming. It's not for me to decide. Who knows? But we know that is coming, and there's just a lot going on, a lot going on, and I think we need to stay rooted in the Bible and stay as close to God as we can, especially these days, because from one day to the next, we don't know what's going to happen, right? I mean, we really don't. And let's keep supporting one another. Let's keep praying, definitely. Well, share your thoughts on this. I hope the passage was helpful. Share if you've heard other things and what's going on even around your community. We appreciate that. Let's have a good day out there. Let's stay safe. God bless you. See you soon.